can proceed, State.
Today is the 9th of September 2025 in the Magistrates Court sitting at JP Karwai Street in the matter between Manuel Muruna and 14 others. Before court is accused number 2, Cedric Williamson, who is the first applicant in this case. Presiding officer is Hokobes for the state, Mary Lumbwe. Accused person is represented by Mr. Isaacs, together with Ms. Ipinge and Mr. Kipidov, and we are ready to proceed.
Mr. Isaacs.
Please, Your Worship, I do confirm my appeal of accused number 2 in this matter. We are ready to proceed.
State.
Your Worship, on the 27th of August 2025, we had informed the court that we intended to bring a recusal application. But however, after consultation with the divisional magistrate, Ms. Amadila, we were then informed that another presiding officer has been availed. So for the purposes of the recusal application that we intended to bring, since another magistrate has been assigned, this application will then be moot. We will not proceed with such. Mr. Court, please.
Excuse me. Nothing to add, just to confirm what my colleague confirmed.
So, State.
Yes, Your Worship.
It would be remiss of me not to admonish the state for the unethical conduct that it has portrayed in this matter. So this matter is one that has the interest of public and the nation at large. It is an established fact that I do not know the applicant before this court. It is an established fact that I do not know. In fact, I do not know any of the parties in this formal bail application. The application by state for recusal has drawn much anticipated speculation. And it is for this reason that I will ex mero motu recuse myself from this matter and then transfer. It would only be fair that this matter be transferred to a different court. Has the state perhaps had consultation with the colleagues to confirm which court the matter can be transferred to?
It will be in this court before Magistrate Moharuko.
So it should be transferred to C court because
Yes.
it is on the A court row.
Yes, before this court, before Ms. Moharuko.
Okay, I will then make the order and I will transfer it to C court for purposes of today's proceeding.
Yes. I will not have anything in response. I think our
There's no need for you to respond.
Yes.
There's no need for you to respond.
Yes. As the court
Court
pleases.
adjourned.
You may proceed.
Mr. Court pleases, today is the 9th of September 2025 in the Magistrates Court sitting at JP Karwahe Street in the
Just a
matter-
moment, I'll
Yes.
place the recording machine.
All right.
You may proceed.
Today is the 9th of September 2025 in the Magistrates Court sitting at JP Karwahe Street in the matter between the state and Emmanuel Mulunga and 14 others. Before court is accused number 2, Cornelius Petrus Velemse, who is accused number 2, case number 854 of 2025. Presiding officer, Ms. Muharukwa, for the state, Mil Lilungwe. For the accused, Mr. Isaacs, assisted by Ms. Ipinge and Mr. Kipido, matter before this court for formal bail application, and we are ready to proceed.
Yes, Mr.
If
Isaacs.
Your Worship, I do confirm my appearance behalf. Accused number 2 is the applicant before this court. We are equally ready to proceed. I confirm that I'm assisted by Mr. Kipido and Ms. Ipinge. As a court, please.
Yes, advocate.
Yes. Your Worship, before we proceed, I just want to formally place on record the reasons for our objection to bail, which are as follows. Firstly, that there is a risk of abscondment if the accused person is granted bail. Secondly, that there is a risk of interference with the investigations that are still ongoing. Thirdly, that it will not be in the interest of the public, neither the administration of justice, if the accused person is released on bail. Number 4, that the state has a strong case against the accused persons, or in other words, the strength of the state's case. And lastly, that there are still further suspects to be arrested, or in other words, that there are still outstanding investigations. Those will be our grounds, Your Worship. Mr. Court, please.
Yes.
Your Worship, the applicant will call himself as a witness. There is no other witness to call. With leave of court, may I ask that the accused, or applicant rather, move over to the witness box and be sworn in.
You may move over to the witness box. Your full names, please.
Cornelius Petrus Willemse,
Your age.
52 years.
Which language do you prefer to speak?
English.
Do you swear the evidence you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth? If so, you may raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Applicant is sworn in. You may proceed.
Thank you, Worship. Mr. Willemse, just a few ground rules. I see you testify in English. The court is taking note, as well as my learned colleague. So when you speak, just pause for a moment before you proceed. I'll try to guide you as to when to pause a bit before you speak. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Also, please speak as loud as you can, so everyone in court can hear you. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Worship.
In addition to that, because there's a recording machine in front of you, when you say yes or no, you cannot just shake your head. You must actually verbalize the yes or no. Do you understand?
Understand, Your Worship.
Great. Now, you indicated to the court that you are 42 years old. Is that correct?
52 years old.
52, right. You also are aware that you are facing charges ranging from corruption, fraud, money laundering, and so on. Do you understand?
That's correct, Your Worship.
So I first want to deal with your personal circumstances before we deal with the strength of the state's case. We will also have, in the meantime, prepare bundles, 2 bundles for the court to follow. I've already disclosed these 2 bundles to my learned colleague yesterday. It's just for easy reference when the applicant testifies. May I ask, with leave the court, if I can hand out these 2 bundles?
Is there any objection?
There is no objection, Your Worship. The documents have been disclosed to us yesterday.
Okay.
You will receive 2 bundles. One is termed bundle 1 and bundle 2. For the court. Also for convenience, you will notice that the applicant has carried some documents with it. That is an exact replication or replica of the bundles that has been handed to court, as well as being disclosed to my learned colleague, if I may proceed.
Okay, thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Willemse, can you please indicate to the court what nationality are you?
I'm a born Namibian citizen. However, I have also citizenship of South Africa. So I've basically got dual nationality.
Where were you born?
In Keetmanshoop, Namibia.
I want you to refer to first bundle, bundle 1, page 1. Can you please identify the document that is in front of you?
That is my Namibian ID document.
You'll see there's a second, consists of your face as well as the back side of that ID. Can you just indicate to the court on this back side of the ID, what does it say in terms of where you were born?
Where I was born is Keetmanshoop.
Thank you. You also indicated to the court that you have dual citizen nationality, which one is of South Africa. I want to refer you to page 2 of the one. Please identify that document for us.
That's the Namibian ID, sorry, Your Worship, the South African ID card.
So, if you were born in Keetmanshoop, where did you grow up?
In Upington in South Africa.
Until when?
Until I matriculated, until 1990, where I moved to Namibia in 1991.
All right. Did you remain in Namibia since 1991?
No. I worked in I started working in 1991, and then I got awarded a scholarship from that time. It was the Consolidated Diamond Mines of Namibia, CDM, which is now NAMDEP, and I went to study in Cape Town. But on occasion breaks, I had to come back and work, and then after studies, I joined working for them, and then I finished in 1995.
Just hang on there. So are we too fast?
No, it's fine.
Okay,
I'm following.
Thank you.
I finished in 1995, which I took a retrenchment package. It was the mine at that stage decided to offer packages. And then I left for South Africa because during the period of my studies, I met my now ex-wife, and I moved to South Africa and I got married in 1996.
All right. Which nationality is your now ex-wife?
Currently, she's a Namibian citizen. She got citizenship through marriage, and but she's born in South Africa.
All right. So you got married in 1996. What happened after that?
After that, I worked in South Africa and gained experience in the oil and gas industry, specifically the downstream petroleum sector. Worked for companies like BP in South Africa for quite a number of years, and also after that did some businesses. But in 2006,
Just hang on a bit fast.
Sorry. Sorry, Your Worship.
Leonard colleague is struggling to keep up. So just when you testify, just testify in bits and pieces. So let's pick it up from where you, 1996, you got work, various entities. Did you ever return back to Namibia?
Yes, I returned in 2006.
And since 2006, did you ever return back to South Africa or
No.
any other foreign place?
No, I resided and I built my life in Namibia, my country of birth.
So between South Africa and Namibia, which one do you consider your permanent place of residence?
Namibia, and as I mentioned, Your Worship, I've set up and then plan to end my working career and retire here in Namibia.
Right. So after you matriculated, you said that you studied somewhere at Cape Town Technikon.
Yes, Your Worship, I studied at Cape Technikon, which is now called the Cape Peninsula University of Technology.
What did you study there?
I studied a diploma which is called Retail Business Management.
And thereafter?
After that, I worked for CDM, and then
Sorry, Mr. Williams, sorry to interrupt you. I'm just trying to get your educational background on it, so we'll move at some point to your employment history. But as far as the education is concerned, after the Cape Town Technikon, did you obtain any other qualification?
Yes, Your Worship.
Matriculation?
Yes, Your Worship. I did advanced diploma in oil depot operations in the UK, London, and also I did a project management
Just before you proceed, you did an advanced
diploma in oil depot operations in London, UK. And then I did a project management program through the University of Stellenbosch. I also did a management development program through the University of Stellenbosch. And then I did a lot of short courses during my career in the oil and gas industry as well as mining industries.
Now, you will notice that none of your qualifications has been disclosed to the court. Can you perhaps tell us why?
Yes, Your Worship. It's due to the fact that, and I think if Your Worship can recall on our first appearance in front of Your Worship, my laptop, cell phone, and other documents were illegal or unlawfully confiscated by the ACC without a search warrant, and therefore, on numerous requests through my lawyer, it is refused to be returned, and my qualifications and documents is on my laptop.
So the ACC took your laptop and refused to bring it back or give you access.
Correct. I request to my lawyer, Your Worship, that at least if we can get access to print, or even if they want to download the laptop, it normally takes a day, but it's now 2 months, more than 2 months. And if Your Worship would recall on the first appearance, the state prosecutor, Mrs. Zinda, said, we don't need actually the laptop, the state's case is finished. And Your Worship also then returned the car that was unlawfully seized.
Right.
My vehicle.
Where are you currently, not currently, rather, currently you are in prison. What is your residential address here in the Burg?
Your Worship, my residential address, and I stay at farm Okamutambo. It's a farm that just outside Okanya, about 45 kilometers. However, I rented at the time of arrest a house in Hoogland Park, which due to this arrest and the prejudice observed, I was evicted just after arrest due to the circumstances according to the agent.
Seeing that you have been evicted because of the arrest, in the event that the court grants you bail, where will you reside?
I will reside on my farm, as that is the place where I also earn my living.
We'll come to that, but for how long have you been an owner of Okamutambo?
Since November 2024.
You have already indicated to the court that your marital status is divorced. When did you get divorced?
If I can recall correctly, Your Worship, I got separated in 2019, but the divorce was finalized in 2020.
All right. Mr. Willemse, do you have children?
Yes, Your Worship, I do have.
How many children do you have?
I've got 3 daughters.
What are their ages? Or when were they born?
The eldest one is 29-year-old, Your Worship, and the other 2 is twins. That is 20-year-old currently.
That is from the same mother?
From the same mother, yes.
Thank you. What are the nationality of the children?
All 3 of my daughters were born in South Africa, Your Worship, but they all have Namibians now. They got Namibian citizenship by descent.
At this point, I want to refer you to bundle 1 on page 3.
Yes.
Please identify the document.
This is the birth certificate of my eldest daughter.
It shows she's born when? Where?
She's born in Upington, South Africa.
Page 4.
Yes, Your Worship.
What is that?
That is a certificate of registration for Namibian citizenship by descent.
Is that of the same child?
Of the same child, yes.
Yeah. Page 5.
This is the birth certificate of one of my twins.
Where was she born?
She was also born in South Africa.
And page 6.
That is a certificate of registration for Namibian citizenship by descent to the same child, Your Worship.
All right. Your children, it appears, are majors.
Yes, Your Worship.
So they work now, or what do they do?
No, my twins studies currently attending university in South Africa, in Cape Town.
And your eldest daughter?
My eldest daughter has subsequently been married after her studies, and she resides in the Nepal in Cape Town, married to a South African citizen.
Right. If you look at page 7 of the bundle, can you please identify the document?
This is for one of my twins' confirmation of registration at the institution where she's studying, Varsity College of South Africa.
Okay. We have on page 18, there's again a birth certificate. Can you identify the person there?
This is of my second twin. Yes.
We dealt with that on page 20, please.
And on
Can you please identify the document?
on
Page 20.
20. That is also the proof of study, Bachelor's of Law, if I'm correct, yeah, and through the Varsity College of South Africa.
All right. Mr. Willemse, you haven't, now I want to move over to your other family, meaning your parents. Any of them alive? Any of two of them alive?
My mother is alive. She's staying currently with my brother in Walfish Bay.
And how old is she?
I think she's 75 or something. 73.
And you said she's staying in Namibia. Is she South African born?
She's South African, born in a place called, she was registered in a place called Rietfontein, but she's since 1978 in Namibia, and she worked here, and she's a Namibian citizen.
All right. And your father?
My father, your biological father, deceased due to COVID-19, and he's a South African citizen.
COVID-19 happened in 2020.
Yes.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do. I've got one brother and two sisters.
How old is your brother?
I'm not 100% sure, Your Worship, but I think he should be around 40 years old.
And your two sisters?
One is, I think, is 45 or 47, and the other one 46. Your Worship, I'm not too familiar with numbers anymore due to illness that I got, which affected my long-term memory.
What illness is that?
When I also had COVID, Your Worship, and after I recovered, a very severe COVID, and after I recovered, I struggled. They said I have long COVID, which I struggled with memory, especially long-term memory. But when I refresh it, then it stays.
Would your laptop information be one of the sources that you can refresh your memory?
Yes, correct, Your Worship.
Your family outside Namibia?
I've got distant family, which is basically cousins, and yeah, basically just cousins.
And any friends outside Namibia?
Yes, I do have, but it's very limited. Mainly my friend circle is in Namibia. I've built my life since 2006 in Namibia, and yeah, I haven't been outside of this country for the past 19 years for more than a period of a month.
If you travel out of Namibia, for what purpose would you travel?
It would mainly be to visit my daughters in Cape Town, and if there is business opportunities that I want to pursue, I would just go to South Africa and come back.
Do you have your passport to prove that?
Yes, I have. I have 2 passports for that matter, as I mentioned to the court. I've got dual nationality, and this passports I have handed voluntarily to the ACC on arrest.
Now let's talk about your employment history and your source of income. You started to testify about your work at BP in South Africa. Can you just elaborate on that?
Your Worship, I was, in 1996, I started working at BP in South Africa as a trainee distribution manager at that point in time, and I worked for BP for a period of 8 years, which I then also opted to take a retrenchment package and then started my own businesses in Upington, South Africa.
What type of industry is BP?
BP is a petroleum oil company, Your Worship, a multinational petroleum oil company.
For the layperson, it deals with fuel.
It deals
Petrol.
with fuel, yes, yes, Your Worship.
All right. After your employment at BP, did you have any other employment?
Your Worship, I've always since then have been a business entrepreneur, and I opened various businesses in South Africa prior to my return to Namibia.
What type of business did you open there?
I had a nightclub, Your Worship. I had 2 sports bars. I had simultaneously, Your Worship, I had a butchery, 3 butcheries. I had a bottle store. Yes, that's all.
And I noticed that these businesses was clearly before you got employed at NAMCOR.
Yes, yes, Your Worship. It was even prior to 2006.
All right. So you worked at BP and various other places, or you bought businesses. Any other employment experience that you got?
Your Worship, when I returned to Namibia, I joined BP Namibia as a consultant.
When was that? Can you remember?
It's around 2007, around 2007, 7 and 8, I think, around there, 2007 and 2008.
And then what? After that?
After BP, I joined a company called Eros Fuel Services as a general manager, which deals with aviation fuels, but they were agent for Air BP Namibia.
And then after that?
After that, I joined NAMCOR as a logistics and depot manager in 2008.
What is a logistics manager?
Logistics manager is basically what I was doing recently, but there was just title changes, which is dealing with the logistics of fuel and the managing and operations of the oil depot facilities in Namibia.
Do you remember until when you were there?
I left BP Namibia, NAMCOR in 2011, end of 2011.
There's a confusion at this point as to using the term NAMCOR loosely. We heard from a watching brief that there's NAMCOR Trading and NAMCOR Holdings.
That's
when you
correct.
say I work at NAMCOR, which one are you referring to?
NAMCOR Trading and Distribution.
What, if any, were you employed after 2011, after you left NAMCOR Trading?
I started in 2012 at a zinc mine called Scorpion Zinc down in the south in Roshpina as a I started as a logistics manager at the point in time, which I then was moved to procurement and logistics manager after a year, and then I was also employed as the acting commercial manager of the mine at a later stage.
Can you remember until when did you work there?
It's about 2016, Your Worship. End of 2016.
This may proceed. Thank you, Bishop. So, 2016, what happened next?
After 2016, I left for Walvis Bay. I started working as a country manager for a company called APM Terminals, which deals with the container operations inside the port of Walvis Bay in NAMCOR.
Until when?
I worked for them for less than a year.
And thereafter?
And then I joined Engine Namibia as a terminal manager in Walvis Bay.
Remember until when?
It should be around end of 2018 or just, close to end of 2018, I think. It wasn't for a long time. I think it's about 3 months that I worked for.
All this employment that you are referring to is in the downstream industry?
It's in the downstream petroleum industry, except the mining part in Scorpion Zinc, but dealing also with the fuel procurement of the mine.
Maybe just a pause there. I don't think all of us understand the term downstream. Maybe just explain to us, to the court, rather, what it means.
Your Worship, in the oil and gas industry, you've got 3 sectors, major sectors, which they call the upstream business, which is also referred to as exploration and production. Then you have the midstream section, which deals with the refinery of the crude, as well as the terminal depots. And then the downstream, which deals with the retail and commercial section of the business. However, in Namibia, since we are a small economy, we only have the upstream and the downstream business, which is actually merging the midstream and the downstream into one. Therefore, the terminals and the supply side of the business, together with the operational side and the retail and commercial, all result under the downstream sector.
Right. So what happened after 2018?
After 2018, I was approached by NAMCOR Trading, or there was vacancies advertised, and I was approached, and if I would be interested. And at that point in time, I also started to open up a business in Walvis Bay, and I wasn't interested in permanent employment. So I revert to NAMCOR Trading to say that I'm only available on a consulting basis if they need me as a consultant. I would rather do that, since I've been occupied with other business activities, including starting my own transport company.
All right, so you were then employed as a consultant?
Yes.
Also downstream?
Downstream consultant, yes, right. To do their projects and to assist wherever the need arises in NAMCOR Trading due to my expertise in the oil industry.
I just want to take you to volume at bundle 1, page 86.
I'm there, Your Worship.
Most of these documents that's on the bundle was basically disclosed by the state. Unfortunately, we couldn't get anything from Mr. Willems, correct?
Correct, Your Worship.
So, what appears on page 86 to 94?
Your Worship, this is the consultancy agreement between NAMCOR and Trading and myself, Cornelius Willems.
That is on page 86 to page 90.
Correct, Your Worship.
All right. I see the date is 15, when it was signed by the then MD, 15 April 2021. So you're referring to page 90. Can you explain? If you said you started in 2018,
Yes, the other agreements, unfortunately, due to my laptop being unlawfully seized, I do not have the copies of those consulting agreements because the consultancy was on a year-to-year basis, Your Worship.
I see. I thought my learned friend was to object against something. All right. So, did you remain a consultant to NAMCOR Trading?
Correct, Your Worship. I remained a consultant until end of May 2022.
And what happened after May, end of May 2022?
I was appointed as a supply and distribution manager. There was a vacancy that was advertised prior, which I was informed by NAMCOR Trading that they would not renew any further consultancy agreements. Also, at the time, the board chairman of NAMCOR Holdings also mentioned to me that they will not renew my contract. I either need to opt for permanent employment or no employment.
So those were two options. Which one did you take, Mr. Williams?
I applied for the position. I was interviewed by a panel of NAMCOR Trading, and I was appointed as a supply and distribution manager as from 1st of June 2022.
So you applied, you were properly interviewed by a panel.
Correct.
And you landed the job.
I got the job, Your Worship.
Mr. Williams, I want to refer you to the same bundle, to page 94. Do you recognize that document?
Your Worship, that is the contract of employment of my position as supply and distribution manager with NAMCOR Trading and Distribution.
You also notice on page 106 that you signed on 1st June 2022 and it was signed on behalf of the employer on 18 August 2022. When did you start?
I started on 1st of June 2022, substantially, although the managing director only signed it on the 18th of August 2022.
You're dropping your voice.
Because the managing director only signed on the 18th of August 2022.
But you start your employer on 1 June?
On 1 June 2022, Your Worship.
You already indicate your position was a manager, logistics,
the supply and distribution.
Distribution
Manager, yes, correct.
Were you the only manager in that position when you started?
No. Under there was I reported to the executive supply and logistics. At that point in time, he was the downstream executive, which the position of sales and marketing was encompassed in that position. It was later changed. But in the department or the unit I was working in, it was myself and the supply and contracts manager.
All right. Mr. Williams, so maybe it's time for you to clear up some issues as to how NAMCOR operates. I've alluded to you earlier that there's two NAMCOR basically that is flying around during this trial. One being NAMCOR Trading and the other one is NAMCOR Holding, correct?
Correct.
What is the relationship between the two?
Your Worship, NAMCOR Holdings is the mother company, as I may call it like that, which is the National Corporation of Namibia, Pty Ltd, incorporated in terms of the Companies Act. Under NAMCOR Holdings, you have two subsidiary companies, which is NAMCOR Petroleum Trading and Distribution and NAMCOR Exploration and Production, which is two subsidiary.
Just pause there. Which is?
Two subsidiary companies of the holding company. And then in NAMCOR Trading and Distribution, you had two legs of business units. One is the supply and logistics business unit. And the other one is the sales and marketing business unit. My role as supply and distribution manager.
There are two legs. The one is the supply and logistics. The other is
Sales and marketing, Your Worship. So if I can explain briefly, if the Worship would allow. The sales and marketing unit deals with customers, acquisition of customers, the signing on of customers, and the trading of products with customers. The supply and logistics unit, which I was the supply and distribution manager, deals with the importation of product into country, the storage of the product in the terminal at Wolfish Bay, the operations of the terminal, and the distribution to the sales and marketing customers, which is service station, commercial customers, business to business customers, etc., Your Worship. So we were basically providing a support service, or although we are on the same levels, it's a support function to the sales and marketing team.
All right. So your department, you said you were appointed as a manager.
Correct.
So you reported to an executive?
I reported at the time, during my consultancy, I reported to an executive.
Let's talk about your permanent employment. When you arrive at NAMCOR on a permanent basis,
yes,
you arrive as a manager.
I arrived as a manager. At that point in time, Your Worship, there was no executive. The executive position was vacant. So I did not report to the executive at that point in time.
No, to whom did you report to?
At that point in time, both myself, the supply and distribution manager, and the supply and contracts manager, reported to the MD, managing director.
So, did you stay employed as a manager until your departure from NAMCOR training?
Your Worship, my substantive position remained. However, I was appointed after 1 month as the acting executive supply and logistics.
Just repeat that.
I was appointed after 1 month in July, if memory serves me correct, as the acting executive supply and logistics.
Did you hold that position alone?
In the first month, I shared it with the supply and contracts manager, and then a decision was made by the managing director that one person needs to act, and I was fortunate enough to be appointed the sole acting from July 2022.
All right. We will obviously deal with the merits of the case, but I want to move over to where you derive your income from currently, and maybe also in the past. Currently, how do you make a living?
Currently, I make a living through my farming business. Then I also do sell this alkaline water. And farming business, I also sell to the informal markets, meat products like sausages, rations, robots, etc. Your Worship.
So your income is farming?
Correct.
Any other form of income?
Currently, no.
Yes.
That is my sole source of income.
So water and animals, farm animals.
Yes.
Do you own property in Rehoboth?
Yes, I've got a block consisting of 4 flats in Rehoboth, Your Worship.
Do you generate any money from them?
Yes, Your Worship, I am renting out the flats and receive a monthly rental income.
How does that go after your arrest?
Your Worship, unfortunately I experienced prejudice because one of my tenants decided not to pay, or actually a month or two before my arrest actually, but took advantage to not pay further and cited that this flat was fraudulently occurred and she doesn't have to pay.
You fraudulently obtained.
Obtained, sorry.
Just for the record, when did you obtain these flats?
I do not know out of my head, but it is around 2016, around 2016.
All right. I will direct you. I just want to deal with this quickly. 2016, when you obtained these flats, where were you employed?
I was employed by Scorpion Zinc. I bought these flats from my then manager or friend, and it was just before I took a retrenchment package.
So no NAMCOR money.
No, NAMCOR was not in the picture.
We should tell their tenants it's safe to pay the rent now. So rental income, you have farming, any other business that you sell, anything else?
Your Worship, that is basically, I think, that is it. Oh yeah, and then the farm, one farm, I've got another farm that I also receive rental income.
Rental income?
Yes, Your Worship.
All right. When you say you sell on the farm, it means, do you have goats, sheep, what type of animals?
Your Worship, I started farming. My first farm I bought in around 2011. Yeah, 2011-12, my first farm. I bought it, and I had goats, sheep, cattle, oryx, springbucks, ostriches, and pigs and chickens.
Around what, 2011?
Around 2011.
No NAMCOR money?
No NAMCOR.
Are these the animals you trade with?
Yes, predominantly.
When you sell these animals, you said also you sell in the informal market. How are you getting paid?
I'm mainly predominantly getting paid in cash, Your Worship. I did initially sell to auctions, but we as farmers doesn't get optimal pricing at auctions. So I decided to do more beneficiation with my meat products by processing them and also sell carcasses to the informal market, Your Worship.
Any loans? People repay you? Any investments? Any of those that you have?
Yes, Your Worship. I had a loan repayment of about 95,000 a month from the business. I sold all my businesses in South Africa when I relocated in 2006 to South Africa, to Namibia. Except one, which is a club, which I sold in 2017. But I didn't sell it in cash. I made an agreement because the person that bought it, it was related to me and was willing to trade it off, or pay it off over a period of time, which I agreed. And I received 95,000 per month for that period. I sold it for 6 million. And I think that's one of the documents I at least could gather, the contract, which was signed in 2017, and it was, how should I say, authenticated by the South African police with a stamp.
So 2017, no NAMCOR money?
No NAMCOR money, because that is a business I owned in South Africa, and the money originated also.
All your property that you had in South Africa,
Yes.
did you make any payment from any NAMCOR money, allegedly or
No,
Not received.
I traded with whatever property I bought subsequently, and due to my trades in Namibia, I pay some of it through that. And I also obtained most of those properties. It was bank financed.
Now we'll come to that. Now, most people from Walvis Bay, I know, is in the fishing industry. Are you not in the fishing industry?
No, other than sometimes selling and transporting containers, but I do sell fish to the informal market by buying fish in Walvis Bay and selling it at the Havana open market. I've got a trailer with a cold unit also, which I normally transported also from my farm, some of these carcasses and big products.
So how does the fish sale work?
You buy in bulk and then you come sell at the markets.
Which market?
At Havana, 4 ways in Windhoek, Katatura, and you sell to the informal. You see, Your Worship, the informal trade in Namibia is very lucrative and people underestimate the trade. There's quite a lot of money to be made if people just willing to pick it up.
Sorry, my apologies. These customers that also buys your fish, how do they pay?
Cash.
And all this cash that you receive, where does the cash go?
I put it in my bank because there's no need for not putting it in my bank as it's legally obtained. And also to pay the tax.
The reason why I ask you is that it appears that the narrative is that this NAMCOR saga was started to be investigated because you had large amount of money paid into your account.
Your Worship,
Cash.
That's correct. Your Worship, the narratives that is out there is when I joined NAMCOR, I came begging and with my hat in my hand and asking on my knees for money or a job to pay my bills. That's not true. That is depicted in my bank statements prior to NAMCOR and my businesses.
Let's see. I want to refer you to bundle 1, page 110. Make sure I have the page correct. 172.
Correct.
Mr. Williams,
Mr. Isaac, before you proceed, I just want to clarify with regard to the property. You indicated that you have a farm, is it farm Okamutambo outside Okahanja?
Correct.
And then during your evidence you were saying that you have another farm. Is that a separate farm? Maybe you can clarify what farms you are referring to.
Yes, Your Worship. I had 3 farms. One was Farm Frederis, close to Kalgarant. The other one is Farm Grootdriehoekvlakte.
The first farm is?
From Farm Frederis.
Which is where?
In close to Kalgarant area. A place called Omamas.
Okay.
Then Farm Grootdriehoekvlakte, which is close to Riethoog area, Belsport, Riethoog area.
Where is this area?
To the side of Solitaire, Your Worship.
you mean south?
South, in the south. And I must just mention at this time, I was also renting both adjacent farms because of the number of livestock I had. So I was renting both farms, and I also rented a farm in Kommas Hoogland at some point in time, the Danverloon side, and then I procured the farm of Komutambo after selling farm Frederis and some of my equipments.
Yeah, I will also deal in but more detail when I deal with properties with the applicant.
Okay.
So just where we left off, I referred you to, or the court, I referred the court to bundle 1, page 172. Is the court with us?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. So what is on page 172?
That's a summary of my bank statement of 2017.
And just indicate to the court how much credits went through that year in your bank.
4.8 million, 4.830 million, if I can round it off, Your Worship.
4830551.72, right?
Correct, Your Worship.
All right. And the next page, 173.
173 is bank statement of 2019. The previous one ended 2018. This one ended 2019. It's 5.226,128.35 million.
So 5 million went through your account for a year.
Correct, Your Worship.
I must get your job, Mr. President.
It's not easy.
Page 174.
174, it ended 2020, 4,4023,911.87, Your Worship.
Okay, move to page 175.
175, 2021, 4,108,01891 cents, Your Worship.
So I get the picture that before NAMCOR, the narrative is that you use NAMCOR to fund your luxury vehicles and the like. Seems that you are a person that makes money.
Your Worship, I have been making a living since I left BP in 2005. And I've been looking in, and I've never, Your Worship, if I may, at this point in time, taken my pension, my retrenchment monies, and put it into a fund or some kind of. I always invested it into business because I trust in myself. I've got the necessary skills and the business acumen to make money for myself, like I did for the companies I worked for also. And the narrative that is out there that I obtained my money because of NAMCOR is not true. I actually, in fact, when I substantially was appointed in the first month, when we had an executive meeting, you need to do a conflict of interest declaration. I went to the MD and I approached him, the managing director, Mr. Emmanuel Malunga, and I said to him, should I declare my other incomes and properties and assets that I have? Because when you are working for oil industry, there's always a narrative that you are getting money from the company you work for. He then said, it's not necessary because no one else is doing it. I did it with Angel also voluntarily, and they said it's fine. And then I also asked the legal manager, Ms. Hilda Dos Santos, if I should declare it. And she's also said no, but if I want to, I can. The only reason I didn't declare it, Your Worship, is because NAMCOR is a newspaper, actually. Everything you tell them will not remain confidential. And that is the only reason. Otherwise, this court would have had a baseline of where my financial status was at the time of joining in 2022.
Let's see if we can work on that status. Let's go to your property. You've mentioned this farm, Frederus.
Correct, Your Worship.
How was that farm financed? Because it appears that
it was financed through Standard Bank of Namibia, Your Worship.
And when did you buy it?
I bought it around 2010, 2011, Your Worship. I cannot recall the exact date. Yeah.
Can you remember how much you bought it for?
I bought it for less than $1 million at that point in time, Your Worship.
And did you sell it?
I sold it for, I think it was 2.2 million recently.
When was that?
I think it was in 2024 or 2023, I'm not 100% sure.
There's also another farm that you've mentioned now. It's from Drukvlakte.
Correct, Your Worship.
How did you buy this farm?
I bought it in intervals, Your Worship, because the farm consisted of various portions. So I bought it over a period of 2 years. And I bought it basically through the disposing of some of my livestock and some of my equipment on intervals, and also some of the money that I received from South Africa. So I made a 200,000 here, 300,000 there, and over up to 2024, I paid it off.
And you still own that farm?
I still own it, yes, Your Worship.
All right. Then earlier we mentioned rental income from river flats.
Correct, Your Worship.
How many do you have there?
4 flats.
And how was it bought?
Bought through Standard Bank Namibia Finance, Your Worship.
So to make sure, NAMCOR and Standard Bank Finance are not the same entity?
No, they are totally different entities.
All right. When did you obtain that property?
Like I said, it was around end of 2016.
All right. And you still own it?
I still own it. In fact, it's been given to Agribank for Farmer Komatamba as collateral.
As collateral?
Yes.
All right. Any other property that you had for, or had, or still?
I had some flats in in South Africa, Your Worship. One 3-bedroom townhouse, which when I divorced, I gave it as a settlement to my ex-wife. That was around 2019 or 2020. Then I had 2 other flats. One rented out as Airbnb, which I also received an income.
Where was that?
In Cape Town.
Cape Town.
And another one that was also bank financed, also in Cape Town. But all of these flats has subsequently been sold, Your Worship. Because when I bought from Tambu, Your Worship, which is for me my retirement plan, was to convert it. It's a game farm which I want to convert in a game lodge, Your Worship, and I needed some money to invest in making that farm one of the best game lodges that I can afford.
All right. So the 3 butcheries, the sports bars, the nightclubs, the house, the flats, the townhouse in Cape Town, all of them are sold?
All of them are sold. I own no property in South Africa currently, Your Worship, other than a timeshare that I had at Sun City.
Now, let's deal with this farm that you referred to as your...
There is something that you mentioned about Sun City. I couldn't just get the
sorry.
proper name of it.
It's a timeshare, Your Worship, if I may.
Yes, you may.
And that is just, you buy a week. And I bought the Christmas week for 10 years. You buy a timeshare for 10 years for 7 days, which you are entitled to every year during Christmas period. You can actually go there and stay. So I bought that, and at times I would sell the timeshare for that specific year if I do not go there, or one of my friends or my children doesn't want to go. I would then sell it like I just did for this year.
So it's not a house, it's just a place that you are allowed to stay.
It's a 2-bedroom unit, and I'm sure the state should have it because it's on my Instagram and they have everything.
I'm sure Mr. Basson will show us later. When did you obtain this timeshare?
To be honest, Your Worship, I do not know. I cannot recall. I know I received it for 10 years, so there's about 5 years left on that since I bought it, so it's about 5 years ago, round about 2020, 2021.
Not money from NAMCOR?
No money from NAMCOR, although I did consult for them and I did earn a salary, which was okay.
All right. The reason I'm asking, when I say no NAMCOR money, it appears that everything started in 2022.
Yeah, no, that was prior to 2022.
All right. Did you have any other property prior to, in Namibia that you bought or sold?
Yes, I had a house in Avis and a house in, I think it's Victor, townhouse in Victor.
Yes. What happened to this house? You sold that?
Previous lot one I sold, I bought it also through through asset through finance, and then the one in Avis I also sold because I needed. You see what happened, Your Worship, is when I bought Komutamu via loan of Agribank, the farm Grootdriel Vlakte was also supposed to be taken as collateral. However, because the farm is about 2,300 hectares and I only own 2,000 hectares, although I have a title deed, maybe a month before they first accepted it, they then called me and said they cannot accept that as collateral. I need to provide other collateral. So I didn't have, at that point in time, other money, and I really wanted this farm. So I then sold my primary residence in Amas.
Now, do you know perhaps when did you sell it?
Around 2023, 2024, I think.
Right. Where are the title deeds that you are referring to?
Your Worship, most of that would be on my laptop, which was illegally seized by the ACC.
This farm that you consider your retirement plan, do you know how much you bought it for?
Your Worship, the farm was advertised, or I bought it for 12.9 million, excluding costs. And due to my collateral and monies that I had to deposit from myself, I owe 9.9 or 9.7 million yet still.
9.7.
Yes.
What is the value, would you say, roughly, of that farm?
Your Worship, I did some improvements, so I think the farm should be around 13.5 million as we speak.
I don't know if I missed that, but when did you get this farm?
End of 2024.
That's 2 years after the alleged
NAMCOR saga.
NAMCOR saga. Alright, so that basically deals with your past and present immovable property. Let's deal with your movable property in Namibia. Do you own any movable property?
Yes, I do, Your Worship.
Which ones is that? You can proceed.
I have 3 cars, motor vehicles, 1 bakkie, 1 Jeep, one that was at front page of Namibian, and a Golf GTI, Your Worship. And over and above that, quite a number of farming equipments and tractor and trailers and things like that, Your Worship.
All right. So, is that the bakkie or the pickup? Was that the one that the ACC seized?
The pickup the ACC seized, yes, and Your Worship, on the first appearance, I think issued a court order going to it.
This vehicle, how did you buy it?
Vehicle asset finance, all of my vehicles is currently under finance with the banks.
Because I thought that you bought these expensive sports cars cash.
I'm not that fortunate, Your Worship. If I may, if ACC can have interviewed me prior to this, they could have obtained all of this information. If they look at Standard Bank, I have, since 2026 when I returned to Namibia, I've probably got more than 25 vehicles and asset financed through Standard Bank, 2 every 2 years. 1 for my wife, 1 for me, over 2 million at a time. So the notion that I bought these vehicles with NAMCOR money is ludicrous.
So the Jeep you bought in 2025?
Jeep I bought in 2025 for 750,000, Your Worship, as opposed to the 1.4 million that is being put out in the newspapers.
So your Jeep is not that expensive?
It's not, Your Worship. It looks nice, but it's not.
Is the one that you are appearing on Facebook
Yes.
everywhere?
Yes, sure.
Your Toyota Hilux, when did you buy it?
I think I bought it also around 2024.
And can you remember for how much did you buy it?
Around about 980,000.
Oh, it's not $1 million car.
No, it's not.
But
It's
it's
2,000
close.
less than 20,000 less than a million.
You also testified a Volkswagen GTI.
Correct, Your Worship.
When did you obtain that vehicle?
I think it was also around 2024.
And what is the value of that vehicle?
Bought it for 700,000.
All these cars, if you testified, you said that is all vehicle finance.
Correct, Your Worship.
Any business that you had in Namibia?
Like I said, I have a logistics company, trucking company, which most of the trucks I also obtained through vehicle and asset finance through Standard Bank. I opened a nightclub, used to own a nightclub in Wolfish Bay called Steakhouse, which I sold cash. I think it was around 600,000 I received cash. And then I also had a clothing shop in Walters called Designer Clothing, which I subsequently, when I joined NAMCOR and the job get too much intense, I couldn't travel up and down, and due to me not staying in Walters anymore due to my divorce, I also sold it for around 300,000. Or I didn't sell the business, I sold all the clothing inside the business. I closed it down.
Now, you testified that there's a company which you bought these cars. The name of the company?
Company that I
You bought cars, trucks, and these things. You're a logistic company. What was
Parkwood Petroleum Trading and Logistics.
that? Yes, that's where I want to come.
Yes.
It's also so that Parkwood is also an accused.
Correct, Your Worship, and it was established
What
in
is the name of the company?
Parkwood Petroleum and Logistics. It was established in 2016.
Oh,
Your
not
Worship.
2022 when it started.
No, and it's not a briefcase company as it's been alluded to. There's many transactions, and I'm sure the ACC has got all the bank statements to see it's a legitimate company, and it operated legitimately.
So 2016, when this company was established, you didn't know MD or Jennifer, all these people that you're going to buy an asset.
No, I didn't even know.
Oh.
I knew of Mr. Malunga, but because he was the board chairman at the time of my first employment, the NAMCOR trading board chairperson. And the other accused, I only started to know when I joined NAMCOR.
All right. Mr. Willemse, you told this court earlier that you had 2 passports that you surrendered.
That's correct, Your Worship.
I want to deal with your criminal record quickly. Do you have any pending matters except this one before any court in Namibia
No, Your
or
Worship.
internationally?
No, Your Worship.
Do you have any previous convictions?
Got a drunk, or what do you call it, driving under influence a few years ago. I cannot recall exactly what year. Maybe 3, 4. It was prior to my substantive position at NAMCOR.
Mr. Mayor, I want to move over now dealing with NAMCOR specifically. May I just ask for a short break? Just a bathroom break.
10 minutes, 15 minutes?
We can start.
Maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. What
Yes.
time is it now?
Your Worship, is now 5 minutes to 11. Can we start at to 12 rather? Sorry, 5 past.
Okay, we
10
can
past.
then resume
10 past.
at 10 past 12.
Thank you.
We may adjourn shortly.
Rice.
before my incarceration or detention, out of the farm and my selling of meat products and water and things like that, around about 150,000 a month. That covers most of my expenses. Prior to that, I was earning, excluding the 95,000 from South Africa, I was earning around 250,000 on the income from the various businesses and the NAMCOR salary.
While we're on the money business, do you have any dependents?
Yes, the three daughters that I have.
How do you support them financially?
I'm paying for their university fees. I'm paying for their stay in Cape Town. I'm paying for the expenses and all other things. I also used to support my daughter, my eldest daughter, although she's married, because she's unemployed due to me, because I made a conscious decision at the time she was working in Cape Town, and she had a first sibling, my grandson, and during COVID she gave birth, and she used to work from home then, and afterwards the boy was not old enough, about 5 months, and she had to return to work and put him in a creche. I objected, and I said, I'll rather pay you your salary and you stay at home until he's old enough to go to the creche, and until COVID has completely gone. So after that, unfortunately in South Africa, it's very difficult to find a job. So she hasn't, and I've been paying for her 15,000 rand a month since then, until I left. About a year ago, I stopped because then my income was deteriorating due to, the ups and downs in the business and things like that.
So your daughters, you pay education, other expenses, your mother?
My mother, now and then I would assist when my sister is actually the one that looks after that, and if they need something, they will on ad hoc basis request for my assistance.
Mr. Willems, I assume there are employees on your farm, or is it running one?
Yes, there is employees, and I'm not too sure how long I can sustain them. There are 5 employees on the farm. My foreman, Matengu, he has been with me for quite a while.
Just raise your voice.
My foreman, Matengu, is a guy that I took in from Caprivi region, and he's been for me, and I trained him in all facets, and he needs to go now on retirement, and I don't know how to replace such an asset, but there's 5 employees that I do employ, and then I've got about 2 that assist me with the water deliveries and things on ad hoc basis. So 5 permanent employees and 2.
So that will be on the farm, which farm?
Farm Okamutambu.
Alright. And how's the selling of meat going now that you're in custody?
Your worship, the first month it was still fine. Now I understand this, the guys that was assisting me by selling meat at Havana, I stopped, the trailer is parked somewhere. The rental income is, like I said, one tenant is not paying, we are struggling. So things are deteriorating due to my incarceration and the prejudice I'm experiencing. So I'm not too sure how things are going from here if I have to remain in custody.
Do you have any other accounts except, or any other accounts that you have except your loans?
Yeah, I've got a game and an American source. I think the American source is still up to date due to my sister's assistance. Game is in arrears, and I think my cars is also now in arrears. I just hope that I can get out and try to fix things.
What do you buy at game?
At game you normally buy, due to me being in the meat business, I buy the fridges, the deep freezers, and also some farming equipment like generators and tools, electric tools and things like that. It's not a luxury. It's actually a necessity, because Agra and those people, it's so difficult for farmers like us to get credit.
You also testified about your loans. Which loans are you referring to?
The vehicle asset finance loans, and then, yeah.
So you could give back that you're referring to the Jeep?
Jeep, the Toyota Baki, and GTI.
GTI. Okay. I don't know if I asked this question, but what is the balance outstanding on the Jeep, roughly?
On the Jeep, probably around 500,000. I think the Bakkie around about 700. Your Worship, due to me not having access to my laptop, I don't even know if I get the statements. And on my GTI, probably around 400,000 or something like that. The Jeep about 500, GTI also about 500,000, and 700,000 on the Bakkie, I think.
All right, and then you said also you have loans for the farms?
Yes, the farm loan, I need to pay Agribank every month for the interest and some portion of capital, but yearly I need to pay a lump sum, which is going to be tough for me because I was going to, it's lamb season now, my goats and sheep are getting small ones, and I was supposed to reduce my blue wildebeest on the farm so that I add cattle, because I had to sell all my cattle because I cannot have both on one farm.
So you're supposed to reduce?
The blue wildebeest. I need to reduce this. I need to shoot it out of.
Okay. Blue wildebeest?
Blue wildebeest, yes. Blue, I don't know what.
You must make them less.
I must not make them less, I must take them out.
Oh, okay.
Because to put in cattle.
Or they can't go together.
Yeah, and that would then sustain for me to pay my annual installment with Agribank, which is also now, I am not too sure if I can still make it.
How much do you pay for the farm?
15,000 monthly payments, and then yearly 880, or around about less than 900,000 a year.
And when is the 900,000 due?
End of November.
That's
2 months from now, which I hope I can still manage to find.
If you don't pay the farm, what will happen?
I think they will start with process of liquidation, or I don't know, selling it or repossessing it, I don't know. And all my years' work, I put my money into that, and I was hoping that my retirement, that would be my retirement, because other people that sits in offices or permanent jobs have got 5 million, 10 million in investments and things like that. I've got assets, and if due to this, my assets being taken, it means all my life's work has been taken.
You also testified that as part of the loan, the rear flats are also seeded as collateral.
Correct.
So if you don't pay, what will happen to the flats?
They will take it.
Of which you will then lose around about 16K a month.
Correct.
Mr. Willem, sir, before returning to Namibia, you said you had these businesses that you sold. A ballpark figure, how much did you sell them?
I think a ballpark figure would be around, if I add the 7 million from the club, it should be around just over 12 million.
When you arrived to Namibia?
Yes, in 2006. I sold all of that except the club, and then I moved and I reinvested that money in Namibia.
I want to refer you to the page 67 of the bundle 1.
Page?
67. Yes. Are you there, Mr. Williamson?
Yes, I am.
Worship?
Yes, you may proceed.
Thank you. What is that, Mr. Williamson?
This is the loan agreement that I had with my cousin in South Africa for the club. It's a sale and loan agreement, because if I may elaborate with your worship, is that I sold him this on an installment base repayment. But I asked him to, once it's done, then if he can also assist me by providing me a loan to set up, and until my businesses are stable, then I can repay him. So this is actually two-folded. And if you,
So the agreement is a sales agreement where you sold the club train.
Correct.
And then it's also embedded in a loan agreement where we
Correct.
will also then continue to assist you.
Yes. And yeah, if I may, on page 79, if your worship can see 79,
Okay.
that it was actually signed in 2017, February, and there's a police stamp on this agreement. And I also gave this agreement to NAMRA, your worship, when they were doing the audit.
Your children are studying in South Africa.
Correct, your worship.
Once they're done with studies, where are they going?
They will come back to Namibia, your worship, and start making a living here.
Both of them are still studying.
Your worship, yes, I can say yes. One has, after my incarceration, she didn't want to go back, and she has now more or less tried to oversee. So she didn't go back for a second semester, a second year, and the second semester. So I need to get her to go back next year. The other one is still there.
She came because
Because of my
Your situation.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about your employment at NAMCOR Trading. NAMCOR Trading is a private company.
Yes.
PTY.
It's a PTY Limited, incorporated in terms of the Companies Act. And yeah.
So where does NAMCOR Trading get the money from?
Self-sustained by selling petroleum products to the markets, different sectors in the market, retail, marine, commercial, aviation, not aviation as such, they haven't started yet. Yeah,
So do they get, does NAMCOR holding buy fuel and give to trade? Or?
No, not at all, Your Worship. NAMCOR Trading fully operates autonomously. They do not get any assistance from NAMCOR Holdings. NAMCOR Holdings is, although it's claimed as a parastatal, it hasn't been established in terms of the Companies Act. It hasn't been established in terms of an Act of Parliament. It is the outflow of the Petroleum Production and Exploration Act.
So the funds that is being used to buy fuel are the public funds?
No.
You get that from the sale?
Yes.
All right. You testified that you were appointed as supply and distribution manager.
It's an objection because I think for maybe 2 questions back, instead of letting him testify, I think for some instances you've been told the answers. I think it's rather better if he's asked where does NAMCOR Trading and Distribution get its funding, instead of giving him the answer. I think that would be ideal, because the previous question that he asked him actually amounts to leading, of suggesting an answer to the accused.
Yes, Mr. Isaacs?
I'll take that one. The money to buy petrol by NAMCOR Trading, where do they get that money?
Your Worship, if I may...
The money to buy?
Fuel to sell.
Your Worship, if I may, I need to, in order to answer the question, I need to give Your Worship a context. Because NAMCOR Trading doesn't have the money to buy the fuel. So what we do, and if I have to go back, NAMCOR previously, before I joined, they used to buy from the other oil companies their products and then sell it, which is actually, you buy from your competitor and then sell to your customers in the market. We then when I joined, we decided to procure fuel in the open market from international markets. But because of that, you needed to have cash to buy and then to sell. But however, I was tasked to negotiate with fuel suppliers to have an open credit, which is, I managed to get a 90-day credit limit, where you buy fuel from these suppliers, they deliver to you, and you pay them in 90 days. However, NAMCOR Trading sells on 30 days after statement on commercial customers. They sell cash to retail customers, which is the service stations, etc. And on other customers also on a cash basis. However, NAMCOR Trading, in order for them to get this credit line, they need to provide some kind of guarantee, either bank guarantee or pay cash up front or another form that is acceptable. Now, because NAMCOR Trading didn't have the money, they then, the supplier said the only way they can assist if NAMCOR Trading supply the international oil companies with a parent company guarantee. Now, this parent company guarantee is a different story.
They supply?
In order for them to supply fuel to NAMCOR on credit, they need some form of a guarantee. And this guarantee, they was happy to accept a parent company guarantee from the holding company.
From NAMCOR Holding?
From NAMCOR Holdings.
Okay.
Now, this is another matter, Your Honor, because unfortunately, NAMCOR Holdings also doesn't have, a shipment of fuel, petrol and diesel will cost around, at that time, will cost around 500 million. So before your 500 million is due, you would have bought 3 times because you pay only 90 days after for the first shipment. So we're talking about 1.5 billion. So every shipment needs to accompany a parent company guarantee, and NAMCOR Holdings didn't have the funds nor the asset base to cover that. So, but they still issued a parent company guarantee monthly for these vessels, misrepresenting, and that's what's so ironic, misrepresenting themselves to international suppliers while they know they didn't have the money. And this was also a concern. Sometimes some of the board members wouldn't want to sign it off because they know they are misrepresenting. And that parent company guarantee is not even worth the paper it is printed on. So in this effect, and I'm sure if someone would like to look into that, they will find it. But that is how NAMCOR Trading managed to buy fuel and sell fuel.
All right, so NAMCOR Trading would then buy fuel on credit.
Correct.
Which was issued a guarantee from the parent company.
Correct.
Which guarantee was a misrepresentation in any event because you don't have the money.
Correct.
And that's how you guys get fuel.
Correct.
And then you sell it to?
This is our customers or NAMCOR Trading customers.
But who must pay for that fuel?
NAMCOR Trading. Because you see, Your Worship, the first and foremost point of when it's not paid, NAMCOR Trading is getting asked for. Where is our payment? Where is our money? It's only in the event of default that the parent company guarantee would be invoked. So that was a risk that the board at that time probably wanted to live with, to say it wouldn't come to that.
Now, you testified that your job was supply and distribution manager, correct?
Correct, Your Worship.
Can you please go to page 80 of bundle 1?
Yes.
What is that, Mr. Williams?
That is the organigram of the supply and logistics structure.
So that's where you fit in.
That is page?
Sorry, 80 was 80. What is the name of the document?
This is a job description, supply and distribution manager.
Who will have that job description?
Trading.
No, who will have that one?
NAMCOR Trading and myself.
Okay.
But I cannot I don't have it because it's on the laptop.
All right. But luckily, the state is kind enough to provide us some sort of copy. So the rest of the pages that follow on page 81, what does it tell you about the job?
That is the job description of my roles and responsibilities in the position as supply and distribution manager.
Mm-hmm. Now, on page 85, there's a date that you signed. Oh, sorry, page 85, is it your signature?
That's correct.
Should you read this? And what date was that?
That is 16 May 2020, however, I think this was given to me, or it's an anomaly in the date.
Sorry?
Because I started I signed it 16 May 2022, and I started substantively 1st of June 2022.
Did any of this job description change since 2018 until this date?
Yeah, no, not materially. The structure changed a little bit, and the namings of the positions changed a little bit.
Okay. When did you leave NAMCOR Trading?
I resigned from NAMCOR Trading on the 15th of October 2023. My last working day was 15 November 2023. Just for the narrative out there that I was fired, and how can a fired manager have own cars and houses?
So you were not fired?
I was never fired.
Oh, I thought that's what...
I haven't been fired in all my positions in my work life.
On that score, may I refer the court to page 107. Please identify the document, Mr.
This is my resignation letter that I sent at the time, and I'm not too sure if I should read it in.
It's fine, but you said you will resign on the 15th. What is the date of the letter?
The date of the letter is 12th October 2023.
But you said you resign on the 15th.
Yes, if you read just the third sentence from the bottom, yes. Notice periods to commence from the 15th of October, with my last working day being the 15th of November.
Right. I don't want to go into the merits of that resignation. It's just important that the court understand when your tenure ended. Now, Mr. Willemse, how's your health?
For now, I think I'm okay. I haven't been okay for a while because I suffered from diabetes mellitus, and yeah.
Just going to court cases back quickly with me. I'll just deal with it later. You said you're diabetic?
Correct, Your Worship.
Do you receive medical?
Yes, Your Worship. In fact, I have been hospitalized just after, the day after we first appeared in front of Your Worship, when we were moved to the Bandu Correctional Facility. And that happened because, Your Worship, I was refused since arrest. For 3 days, I was refused to take medication because they didn't want to allow me to get medication, the ACC. The ACC didn't allow me to get my medication, nor they gave instructions, no phone calls. I couldn't phone anybody. So I went nearly into a diabetic shock when I arrived, because for 3 days not taking any medication. I arrived at prison for detention, and I tested. There was luckily another diabetic, and I used this machine to test me. It was over 20, close to 20.4, I think, my blood sugar level. I then informed the prison officials. They sent me to the prison doctors. They tested me and said, no, I need to go to the hospital. So they allowed me to phone the doctor, and the doctor gave me it was around 11 o'clock. The doctor said they are fully occupied, but they will make a plan to see me at 1.
Yes.
So the commissioner of the prison phoned twice for ACC to come and collect me. They didn't come. You know, they only came 3 o'clock. And I was that time lying in bed. I couldn't even stand up properly. So then I was taken then by NAMCOR officials came, I think. And then they were blocked at the gate as well by ACC, who decided that that time is appropriate for them to respond. Then I sat in that van for 30 minutes while they were arguing with the police because they were thinking I'm trying to abscond.
You abscond while you almost died?
Correct, Your Worship. And then the one police officer decided he's not going to because he felt insulted by the ACC. And then one ACC official took the van and they take me to the hospital. I was then tested and then they said I need to be admitted. And while they were putting the drip, Mr. Inambao arrived, the investigating officer, and he wanted to cuff me to the bed. Luckily, to cuff me with handcuffs. Luckily, the NAMCOR warrant that was there refused. He said, no, that's not human. You cannot do that. And come to see the guy is busy. He's sick. So this is the type of things that I have endured under. Because you get prematurely arrested.
You said under what?
Sorry?
You said under when you stop.
Under arrest. This is the type of prejudice. Because you get arrested prematurely, apparently investigations is not finished. You get arrested, you don't get at least summoned, you don't get interviewed. And then you are treated like this as if you are a serial killer or somebody that has committed a heinous crime, while the presumption of innocence doesn't apply anymore to our law enforcement, or to the ACC at least.
At the time of the bundles, this document was not available to us. May I just ask if I can provide this copy to the client, one for the court, and one to my colleague. Unfortunately, I was only able, the sister of Mr. Williams was only able to provide me this document today, and sorry, yesterday, but by that time the bundle already arrived at my colleague's office. I want to apologize for not forwarding it. Mr. Williams, so what is that document?
The first one is my prescription, the monthly prescription that I'm taking. And the second one is a letter from the doctor confirming that I'm a diabetic patient and have been partially under his care since 2018. Because I was also living in Belfast and I was seeing, my other doctor is in Belfast, Dr. Rottenberg.
If there's no objection from my learned friend's side, may I ask this the document be received by court, Ms. Elizabeth?
Yes, Mr. Advocate, is there any objections?
There is no objection, Your Worship.
I support this.
I'm just a moment.
Sorry, Your Worship.
The medical script is in marked Exhibit A.
I support this.
You may proceed.
Yes, so let's talk about your arrest. You said you were arrested by, who arrested you?
On the 8th of July, I was arrested by just around before 11 o'clock, actually. I was arrested by Mr. Niels Becker.
Mr. who?
Mr. Becker, Niels Becker or something.
Niels Becker.
Something like that, yes, I presume so.
Is he part of the ACC?
No, he's not.
Is he a police
He
officer?
identified him as a police officer.
Oh, okay.
And he arrested me. he gave me, he read me my rights, and then gave me a document which I believe is, I have given with all the acts of the anti-corruption, things like that on the page, and said, you can read this for yourself, because I asked why am I being arrested? His question, are you the Cedric that used to work at NAMCOR? I said, yes. Then he said, then you know, you guys have, I'm arresting you for corruption.
Just hang on there. Did Mr. Niels Becker inform you which department he was from?
No.
Detective, was he?
Just say
Any department?
He's from NAMCOR.
Oh. You said that he gave you a document. If you may go to bundle 2, please. I said you must read it.
Yes.
Page 1, Your Worship.
Sorry?
Page 1, Your Worship. Have you seen this document before, Mr. Williams?
Yes, I saw this one, but this was not the one he gave me at the time. It was the one on page 4.
Okay. Page 4 and 5.
Correct, Your Worship.
Right. I don't want to miss this. You said Mr. Becker said you must read it yourself, this thing.
Correct. Mr. Inambao was in the presence, he was just standing next to Mr. Becker.
All right. You also told the court that at some point during your arrest, you said you wanted to make a phone call.
Yeah,
Who
after...
do you want to call?
Yes, Your Worship. After I was handed this document, I then said, okay, can I phone my lawyer? Then they said, no, I cannot phone my lawyer. I cannot make any calls. And then they took my phone.
Who said that?
That was Mr. Inambao. And then he took my phone from my hand, because I said, but it's just going to take a minute. He said, no. And he gave it to Inspector Anna Woods to say, bag it, please, or put it in, I don't know. And then hand it back to one of them, one of the other ACC officers to keep it. So I wasn't allowed, and I said, but how am I, can I not even make a call to someone else just to say, I don't want this, that my kids and everybody gets to know this before I tell them. They said, no, I'm not allowed to make any calls.
All right. And then what?
Then they started to search my apartment, or the house that I'm staying, was renting.
Just for the record, where was this house?
It's in Hoogland Park, Riethaanstraat number 8, the one that I was illegally evicted due to my arrest.
All right. They started to search. Who are they?
It was Mr. Becker, Inambao, and some other ACC officials that went through, lifted my bed, going through all the things, going into the bathroom, checking my cupboards, taking another phone of mine that was there, that was in the bedroom, then moved to the living room. They took my laptop and some documents that was there, and then they moved through the kitchen and the garage and then the bakkie. And then they said, where's the keys of the bakkie? I gave them the keys. At some point during that, I asked, do you have at least a search warrant? Because I've got a warrant for detention, or this arrest thing that they gave me. They say no. And then the one official say, no, the ACC doesn't need a search warrant. They've got unlimited powers. Luckily, and I hope when Inambao testifies, that officer is always coming to watch, so I can identify him. But he was the one, I don't know his name, that said they've got unlimited powers, they can do. They don't need a warrant.
All right. Then they confiscated these items.
Correct.
Then
they cuffed me and took me to the ACC offices. I asked them once again, can I just at least They also took my bank cards and everything. At least phone once again I asked. They refused. They took me and take a picture of me, put me into a conference room where I must wait. And then later on I was told they're taking me to the Windhoek cells in town because they are busy arresting other accused persons.
So, just to get clarity and without leading you, since your arrest, until you have to wait for the other people, you couldn't phone a lawyer?
No, I couldn't. They also gave instructions to the police. They had no phone calls.
So, who physically arrested you?
Niels Becker was the one who put his hand on my shoulder.
You also testified that when I referred you to the bundle, you said it's not that one.
Correct.
When I referred to page 1.
Correct, Your Worship.
What is that one then?
This one they gave me when 2 days after when they charged me at the CS. When I got charged, they gave me this one, which they even say, I see it here, they say 1121, which is not true. They gave it, and then there was other officers of NAMCOR from the one that identified that charged me from the commercial crimes unit. I once again asked that officer, please explain to me, what have I done? Because I don't understand the sections on X and things like that. So he called Mr. Inambo and said, come please explain to the accused. And he came and he just mentioned something, you received gratification worth 960,000 because of some trading with a meat company, and etc. etc. And said, but what has that to do with them? He said it will be fully explained. I only got this charge sheet on the day of the court when our first appearance in front of Your Worship.
All right. So the only explanation that you received, if I just get it right, is from Nambao and first from Niels Becker that you are charged with corruption, or arrested for corruption, if I understand you correct. And the second one, you were told by Inambao about receiving gratification of 960,000, correct?
Yes.
Any other charges, because you are facing, if I'm not mistaken, around about 11 charges. Any other charge explained to you at the time of your arrest?
No, Your Worship.
Usually I want to step on another issue regarding a credit committee, which will take us now further up, nearer to the NAMCOR saga. May I just ask if there's an opportune time to break for lunch? It's now 4 minutes to 1.
We resume at 2 o'clock, or 2:15.
2:15 usually.
Okay. We may then adjourn until 2, 2:15.
As the court please.
Guys,